Welcome to Winder Works, the official podcast of the City of Winder. Join us today as we go behind the scenes to learn from the people, projects, and progress shaping our community. Now, let's get ready to dive into the initiatives that make Winder a great place to live, work, and visit. I've always appreciated a good line from a Rudyard Kipling poem. And that poem is If, and it says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs. It's a simple line. It's standard to a lot of us, but if you work in local government or any profession for that matter, you try to live up to it. Is it an easy concept? Yes. Is it easy to do? Absolutely not. But that's what we don't talk about enough, is what it takes to keep doing that over time, over effort, over interactions that we have. So welcome back to the Winder Works podcast. I'm your show host, Jonathan Lynn, Winder City Administrator. Today's episode is a little different in that we're not talking about projects or policies. We're not talking about updates or politics. We're not talking about events or budgets. We're talking about something that sits underneath every single one of those things and how it impacts how well we do every part of our job and how well we function outside of work. And you may have guessed it, what we're talking about this month is mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And as a reminder that while we can all view public service or whatever we do as probably our calling, that comes with its own unique set of pressures and exerting forces that may impact our lives in ways that we don't expect. As local government employees, and I'm speaking to that specifically as that's what we are, we're held to a higher standard, whether that standard is right or wrong. Our decisions become public, our work is visible, and the expectations don't always stop at 5 o'clock at the end of that workday. They don't stop at 11:59 p.m. on Friday when we shift into the weekend. There's a level of responsibility that creates stress, pressure, and times there can be some anxiety that isn't always known at the time. It isn't always acknowledged by the person. And in many cases, it's not just about the work itself. It's actually how we handle it. It's how we respond to it. And it's how, holding in those tough conversations, they have a wearing impact on you. They take a little bit away from you every single time you don't have one of those. Or if you wait until something reaches that critical point before speaking up, it can amplify those pressures significantly. So what could have been a manageable conversation now has become something heavier, more stressful, and something that's harder to navigate for both sides, not just for you, but for the person or the department or the manager or employee or customer that you are having those conversations with. So this month, it's our opportunity to recognize that reality, possibly normalize the conversation that people would have, and just reinforce a simple truth that taking care of your mental health is not separate from the day job, whatever that job is, but it's what allows you to continue doing it well. So here we go. If you work in local government, you already understand it a little bit because you live it, you experience it, and some of us may even disown it to an extent. It's not about something that you can clock in and clock out of. The stress, the mental health component, it's something that you carry with you. There's a responsibility to it. There's some certain pressures and expectations that we put on ourselves, as well as they're to put on us. They're both internal and they're external at the end of the day. And most of the time, you think you handle it pretty well. You think that, man, I got this. Man, we did a great job. Or I saw that happen, and man, that takes a lot of stress out of me. But it doesn't mean that something hasn't taken it out of you along the way. And I can just give you an example for something that happened early on in my career when I was a manager in a local government. And thank goodness I had a strong city manager at the time who allowed me to kind of work through it where I had done what I was supposed to do. It didn't turn out very well, where, you have a lot of external factors, things that you can't see, where you make a decision, but that decision may impact somebody that could have a louder voice. Not saying that voice is right, that voice is better than yours, but they just have a louder voice. And I would say that, you react as you would in any situation. You try to be calm, you try to be level-headed, but by the time you get home, by the time you shut it down for the day, you can't let it go. So that goes home with you. That affects your relationship down to relationship with your pets, to your children, to your spouse, to your significant other. And they had absolutely nothing to do with it. And it takes a lot of time to realize how to react to that, to let it go when you walk out the door. Don't take the job home with you. It's very simple. But if you do, verbalize it. Talk about it. I did not do it at the time and still held on to that for a couple of days until someone sat me down and had a long conversation about it. So that's just something that, don't take it personal. 99.9% of the time, it's about nothing you did. You could be out, digging the best sewer line or the straightest line that you need for gravity ran water, anything. And then somebody could come by and say, well, maybe we need to put it over here, or it needs to go over there. They're not saying you did anything wrong. They're just changing course on you. Was that personal to Jonathan at the time? No, but we can all take things personally like that. So one of the biggest challenges for any profession, especially in local government, is learning to not take those things personal. Learning how that you are able to insert a level of discernment among yourself and the parties involved in the conversation that, hey, okay, let's figure out how we move on. And then you just kind of move on to the next thing and do everything you can, put everything you have into the next task. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the task, it's about the task and not the person. So most of the time, it's really not about you. And I know we all want to say, I, me, mine. But at the end of the day, at the end of the work, at the end of your assignment, whatever you're doing, it's about the we and the us and the our. So jobs move really fast. So that takes you on to the next part that can really impact your mental health if you're not careful with it. Rushing to emotions. Everybody wants to react. Everybody wants to be the person that can state their opinion the loudest. But it's not easy to not react quickly. It's very easy to come back, react with emotion, and then later on realize, man, the situation wasn't what I thought it was, or I have to come back and go back on my words. And there's a credibility issue there. And there's definitely some mental health factors that can go into that, because it just adds to that component of wearing on someone. So when you have that opportunity, take that step back. There's a great baseball analogy here. If you know anything about me, I'm a big baseball fan. If you watch an outfielder, no matter at what level, once they get past that little league stage where they've learned the fundamentals, if there's a pop fly, they don't react immediately. They're taught to count to one. Not a long count, but just long enough to assess the situation to see where the ball's going. Then they know where their target is. That's what we tell people to do with decisions. Unless it's a life or death decision, and thank goodness we have police and firemen that are trained to react that quickly. Bless them, bless what they do. They're amazing individuals. Most of us don't have that life or death adrenaline mentality that we have to react that quickly. Have you ever typed an email and sent it right away, and it was sent from a basis of emotion and not a basis of logical thinking? Yeah, I'm raising my hand. You can't see me, but I'm raising my hand on that. We've all done that. But don't do it. Type your email, get the words out. That can absolutely help a lot of times. Don't put anybody in the sender's line. Don't put anybody in that to line. That way you've typed the email, and even if you accidentally hit send, there's nobody to send it to. Walk away from the email, shut your computer down, go home, leave the email there, and the next day if you think you need to send it and it sounds right, then it probably wasn't based off emotion. Then you send the email. Emails are words that you can't take back. Once you put them in writing, they're there, and it's very hard to understand a tone of an email. We've been there. I've been there, raising my hand again, where the best responses are after you've had that time to step back. Tell you about a time I sent an email where I reacted to someone who I took as a personal, I don't want to call it a jab, maybe a personal attack against me earlier on in my career. And it turns out that, I'm laughing, it turns out that they left a few words out of the email, out of context. And because I reacted, it caused them to react. And it just didn't turn out to be a good situation, because you never know when you're going to depend on someone to assist you with something. You never know what your reputation is going to hold. In this day and age with social media, with the ability to find out information on someone within a matter of seconds, not a matter of minutes, hours, or days. You could use the Google machine, as we call it. You could use the internet. So just be careful when you do that. Because the minute you hit send, the minute you say something, the minute you react emotionally, you give up your control. By giving up that control, you're giving someone else the power over your mental health, because they're consuming your thoughts. You're caring what they think about you. You're caring how you feel. There's nothing wrong with caring, but when you can be in control of something, you have the ability to create your own story, to make your own narrative. And we lose that a lot of times. And when we lose that, we lose the ability to control our mental health. There's a saying, can't remember, I believe it was a celebrity that said it. If you have a problem with me, text me. And if you don't have my phone number to text me, I don't care if you have a problem with me or not, because you're not part of my personal circle. If you just think about that for a second, that's taking control of your own mental health. That's taking control of yourself and understanding where you are, not so much what, but who are the people that really matter to you. Those people are the ones you want to make sure you keep close, that you keep those honest conversations going with. And next, not every issue is worth the same level of energy. I'm sure everyone listening to this knows exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. There are things that require a lot of energy. They require a lot of effort. They require a lot of moving parts. Not everything requires that same level of energy. Not every hill, as they say, is worth dying on. There are some battles that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, that person's going to tell you 2 + 2 = 12. The more you argue with them, you're not going to change their mind. It's only going to impact you. Figure out what your hills are. Figure out what your non-negotiables are. Your red flags in terms of professional development, or friends or relationships. Because the minute you do that, you're giving yourself control over your own situation. When you don't do that, you could find yourself saying yes to tasks at work that you're not interested in, or yes to tasks that you may not even be capable to accomplish, but because you're running on that emotion, because you're running on that, like, I know I can't do this, but man, this is a hill I'm going to die on. This is one I'm going to be stubborn, or I'm going to do this with. Highly encourage you not to do that. This is something that can really put you on a good course if you think about it and become passionate. I'm not saying don't be passionate about what you do. I'm not saying that, not even a little bit. Passion is a great thing, but you've got to pick your own lane. You don't want someone to say, stay in your lane. That's them telling you, you don't know what you're talking about. Stay out of this. Stay in your lane. Become that master of that lane. And by doing that, you're again controlling your own narrative. You're again doing that, and you're protecting yourself. Too often we give people the power to tell us what lane we should be in. But if you think about it, we should already know our lane, and nobody should be able to tell us what lane to stay in. We pick our lane. Now, I'm not saying that you come to work and your supervisor doesn't tell you or give you the instruction of, hey, this is what we need to get done today. Okay, that's your lane to be in today. I'm not saying don't do that at all. Your supervisors, they're in the same lane as you. They're going in the same direction. Their destination point is the exact same. So you guys are on the same team. You're part of that team that's going in that direction. That's your lane. And if you pay attention, if you go back and commiserate on some of the instances in your life, I hope that some of you are kind of thinking back through scenarios over time. I'm thinking back through ones I've done throughout this podcast. It's just something that we have to understand. And it's hard. It really and truly is hard here, that not everything requires the same level of energy. Getting one piece of data over here doesn't require the same energy as putting together a $115 million budget. There's differences. All the information is important. Absolutely. The end result is to complete the task. Zero doubt about it. But there's just different levels of energy that you want to give everything, because you only have so much to give at the end of the day. And if you put everything in a category where everything's important and everything's a priority, then nothing is. And then when you take that nothing outside of work, you have nothing left to give in your personal life. And it may seem great right now. You may be younger than I am. You may be older than I am. But when you go home with nothing, when you leave work with nothing because you've made everything a priority, what's left then? That's when you start sitting there and you start thinking, man, did I really need to do that today? Was that really something that I could waste my energy on today, or should I have done something different? That's all mental health is understanding where you can fit in and be who you need to be. We've all had problems. We all have self-doubt. We all have the ability to second guess ourselves no matter what we do, whether it's the color of the shirt we are wearing, whether it's the tennis shoes we picked out, whether it's the memo that we sent to our boss asking for them to consider providing more money, more compensation because you feel that you are doing a great job. Look at everything I did. But you control how you feel. You're not alone. There's others out there. Don't bottle it up. Share something with somebody. You know, we have priorities. Sometimes our job doesn't end at the end of the day. But if we can understand how to make sure we prioritize what's important to us and then express to others, express to someone when you're not feeling great, when you're not feeling the way you think you should feel. Not because somebody made you feel a certain way, but because you want to make sure that you're okay. Your job's not okay if you're not okay. Your family's not okay if you're not okay. And believe me, it is okay to not be okay. There's a lot of okays in that. But the central theme is it's about you. It's about taking care of yourself. You know, we can all sit here and say, hey, we've been on Facebook. We've been criticized in public. You know, your kid saw a story in the newspaper about you. And that's okay. Because as long as you're giving them the true version of yourself and you're letting them know the truth, good, bad, indifferent, not putting anything in any category. Everybody's made mistakes. Everybody has things they wish they could have done differently in their lives. But when you have the ability to control your own narrative, when you have the ability to express who you are to someone, there's people out there that want to be part of your life. There's people out there that can help you get to the next step. Don't bottle it up. Don't let it build into a long, drawn-out adversarial conversation. If there's an issue, if there's a way you're feeling or something that you could express that could help you, feel free to do that. Don't not do it because you're scared of how it's going to be perceived. That's not great. That's not how you should operate. I know it's hard. I've been there. I'm the son of a Marine, and Marines don't have emotion at all. But that's something I had to deal with. I had a very loving household, very loving family, but I was the son of a Marine. So I'll just leave that right there. So it's just one of these things. So I teach my son and my daughter, it's okay to not be okay. You're the only one in control of how you react. If something's wrong, please tell someone. Please talk to someone. If you're a city employee, if you work for the city of Winder, we have resources to help you. We want to help you. You are family. We spend time together every day, hours a day, weeks a year, months a year. We are all together. We are a family. We want to make sure that everyone is good. We know things happen. We know life gets in the way sometimes. We know choices are made. People make mistakes. That doesn't define you. What defines you is how you see yourself, how you react. You know, are you able to be the person that you know you can be? And the best way to do that is control your own narrative. If you need to talk to someone, please talk to somebody. There's so many resources out there. People are watching how you handle it. Your family's watching how you handle it. I promise you, they want you to handle it. They want to see that strong person inside of you step in and say, there's something in me. Like, I want to do this. I am a good worker. I am a good father. I am a great mother. There's just those things inside of you that everybody knows are there. Don't bottle it up. Don't shut down. It's where you can, start to take on more than you think you should once you start understanding the expectations you have for yourself and being true to yourself. Mental health is a serious thing. It can get you to a dark place if you don't address it. There are professionals that can help you address it. There are employee assistance resources that can help you. If you're a religious person, your church, your religious institution has resources that can help you. Don't think you're alone. There is nothing wrong with saying, hey, my name is Jonathan and I need help. Nothing wrong with that at all. I actually encourage you to say something to somebody soon. Please. There's control and there's perspective. There's a big deal in that where, I can control what I do. Admit who you are. If you made a decision, know you made the decision. And if it's a great decision, good for you, great decision. But if it may not have been your best idea or your best decision, that's fine too. But it was yours. Own it, control it. And if it was a mistake, move on and tell yourself that you're not going to do it again. Give yourself the keys to success to make sure you're not going to do it again. But it's all about communicating that to someone, whether it's communicating it to yourself, family, friends, pastor, preacher, anybody that you need to talk to, counselor, coworker, friend, the person in kindergarten that sat next to you that you haven't talked to in 30 years. Talk to somebody. There's a nice little comedic sketch. We'll put it in the show notes for this episode where it talks about there's only two things to worry about. Just listen to that when you may get down on yourself. Because at the end of the day, at the end of our time, there's two things to worry about. And if you can focus on that and everything else in between is in your control, and then it gives you a perspective of what to really worry about. And sometimes we worry about some of these silliest things. I'm as guilty as anyone. I'm worried about am I gonna make it to the gas station? And that's the silliest thing in the world because I probably passed that same gas station 15 times before I worried about making it to that gas station. So just understand you're not doing any of this alone. Talk to somebody, take a few moments if you need them, and reset yourself. And if you have someone that is watching how you handle it, create that space for others as well to show them that they're not alone in how they handle their situations. I know this is a different kind of podcast. I know this was different than interviewing a police chief or a fire chief talking about an alligator. But this is just something I felt in my heart to share with everyone, that it's okay to not be okay as long as you know that you're not alone, that you have people that want to be in your life, that you have people that want to help you, that your city, your organization, your group have people that want to help you. They have tools to put you in places to help. Say something. Do not bottle it up. Do not be the person that thinks that they're alone, because you're not. People want to help you. I want to help you. It's a great thing to have resources like that. Please take advantage of them. Please understand that you matter. People doing the work matter just as much. So just think about that. People may say something about the work being done, but you matter more than that work being done. If there's one takeaway anyone can take away from this podcast, and I really hope that it's, you don't have to carry this all by yourself. You don't have to carry it alone. Do what you're able to do, control what you can do, and don't carry burdens that aren't yours. Again, don't take it personal. Don't die on every hill. Find what's important to you. Find your non-negotiables. Find out what it takes for you to be the person you want to be. And with that, we're gonna kind of shut it down. I know that was a lot. Just understand, as May is Mental Health Awareness Month, that you should take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you see somebody struggling, have a conversation with them. Get in front of them. There's burdens that we all carry by ourselves. You never know what someone's going through. You never know what they've been through. You never know what is underneath that person, what decisions they've made, what kind of life they've led. But know that you're in their life for a reason at that moment, that you have the ability to talk to somebody, that you have the ability to be that person in someone else's life, because someone's out there doing the same for you. You just probably don't know it. You pay attention to those that are the loudest in your life, but it's all those whispers. It's all those silent voices that are helping you get through it. It's those silent voices that are making sure you're okay. It's the text from your mom or the text from a kid that's saying, hey, how's it going today? What are you doing? Those are the things that really and truly help you get through the day. Don't ignore them. Don't just dismiss them. Don't say, oh man, I saw you texted 3 days ago. I'm sorry for not getting back to you. Just a thumbs up, just a heart emoji, something to those people, because they are the ones that care about you. They are the ones reaching out to you. And just understand, take care of yourself, have a conversation, and you don't have to carry it alone. So as we wrap up here, I am going to share the Rudyard Kipling poem, If. I will read it, and I apologize because I am not going to do it nearly as much justice as the actor in the YouTube clip that we're going to share in the show notes for this one as well. If you could keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Thanks for listening to Winder Works. We hope you enjoyed the show today. Stay informed by following the City of Winder on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And make sure to visit www.cityofwinder.com to learn more about Winder, the City of Opportunity.